Remember when the Georgia Bulldogs thought that they were extremely doubted heading into the 2022 season? That people were saying they were going to go 7-5. Oh, they're gonna lose all these games. They're gonna lose to South Carolina. They're gonna lose to Tennessee. They're gonna lose to all these people like ahead of the season. Very few people were actually saying that. You watched this channel, watched other channels. You know that them repeating was realistic. It was, maybe it wasn't probable, but it was certainly in the realm of possibility that Georgia could go back to back. Well, Nolan Smith finally admitted that he helped create this false narrative, the narrative that Kirby Smart, these dogs, created for themselves as motivation. Nolan Smith admitted that it was fabricated, at least a little bit. It was totally fabricated, right? Because they were favored in every game. They were supposed to be better than everyone that they played pretty much. You were returning a national championship quarterback. You were returning so much on offense. You were returning some key pieces on defense. And other teams got worse. So, yeah, Georgia winning a national championship in 2020 was realistic, right? I don't really recall anyone saying they were going to go 7-5, but Kirby Smart, at the parade, they're screaming about it. And, Stetson's screaming about it. And it's something that just kind of came up all year was, why do they think that they're doubted? Why is everyone saying this, right? Nolan Smith admits to it. Ryan Curley from Dog Post here talking about Nolan Smith and this narrative that he created. I've got it jotted down. He went on the Saturday Down South show podcast with Connor O'Gara, and I've got it written down, a few of the things he said. O'Gara, and I've met Connor. Connor's a good dude. But so Connor O'Gara said, that no one thought you were going to go 75. Nolan Smith laughs, admits to it. And he says, yeah. You got to create the whole narrative, man. Sometimes you got to put the chip on your own shoulder. But we did have a humongous target on our back, as we saw in the Missouri game, the game that keeps getting brought up, guys. And that's a game that I wrote about in Double Dogs. You can check that out. Links are down below. Dogstruction is also still available. A lot of people ordered both of them together. And who knows, if they have a third, then there'll be a third edition, and you'll have to get your hands on that. Smith also says sometimes you got to juice it up for the guys, especially when you're the old man. I said it the whole summer. He's talking about the summer of 2022. They think we're going to 7-5. They aren't even thinking about a 2-peat. So these are some of the things Nolan Smith said. He helped spark that narrative around Georgia football that, everyone thinks that you are doubted. Everyone thinks that, that you're not, you guys can't win an SEC championship. You guys aren't going to win the national championship or make the playoff. So I can't remember what Matt's thoughts were, just because I talked to Dean on a daily basis. I talked to Dean more and did some videos with him right before the season when we were in Athens together. And Dean and I both thought, this was August, this is early August. I remember this conversation very well because I remember where we were. We were talking to someone else on the Georgia beat at a place in Athens at an unnamed location doing unnamed things. We were having a conversation with someone else on the beat saying, what's a crazy take about Georgia? And this person said, repeating. And Dean and I were both like, oh, why? That's not crazy. Why is that crazy? Like, why isn't this team, why shouldn't this team be a contender to win a championship in 2022? And, we kind of convinced him a little bit and changed his mind a little bit. And we thought that they were going to be really good. We thought that they were going to be a playoff team, right? Thinking that you're going to be a playoff team there's no doubt there, right? That's calling you one of the 4 best teams in college football. And that is what everyone's shooting for. You want to win that. You want to be there. You want to win that. And it's just funny that after they beat Oregon the way they did, I thought they were going to win. I was like, they might be better. And they were, in a way, going 15-0. I would love to watch the 21 and the 22 teams play each other because I think it'd be a great battle. Something I haven't put a lot of thought into, and I maybe will make a different video out of that. But for Nolan to admit that, I think it's funny. Kirby Smart, kind of proved this past year that he's a master motivator, right? Among other things, that he can really get his guys to want that. It's something every single year recently, it feels like there are themes that they have, and there are models that they have, and these are ways that, and they've done extra things, the school sessions, all of these motivation tactics, all of these team building tactics and growth tactics and development tactics, those, outside of the fact that they have talent and that they're really good football players and that they grind it out every day on the field, those things mean a lot when it comes to winning a national championship. Nolan Smith was an extension of Kirby Smart, I think, in his time at Georgia, especially the last 2 years when he was one of the older guys. A guy that might want to be a coach at Georgia one day, right? He's outspoken, great personality, great dude. I always loved talking to Nolan, and he was always outspoken. He was always a fun guy. He was always a huge personality in the room, and it makes complete sense to me that Nolan Smith is one of those guys parading around saying, "Oh, they're saying this about us," and that Kirby Smart could have possibly taken that and made that a huge piece of motivation for them, some bulletin board material that people talk about. Oh, they're doubting you. They're telling you this. And Kirby told them that. Kirby told them all those things, and whether it's true or not, which I don't think it's true, they believed him. These players believed him, Dean talked to a player at the national championship media days, and was getting them to admit that they weren't doubted, right? This is a thing that they sort of believed in themselves. Now, it's good to have a chip on your shoulder. It's good to have all that. And I think it probably is part of the reason why they went back-to-back and won national championship. But these themes keep popping up. These motivation tactics that Georgia has are interesting. The way that they build team. Connection was kind of the word in 2022. In 2021, the school sessions and knowing your brothers is kind of what they worked on. This year so far, what I'm hearing, and obviously it's still early, but what I've heard out of their mouths a lot, and I want to talk about this in more depth in the future, is eating off the floor. I'm eating off the floor for my brothers. And I'm going to ask more players about that and learn more about what that means to them, and I want to tell you guys about that. But Nolan Smith admitted it. So the truth is out. It was a false narrative, guys. And it really makes me happy, because I was, a few months ago, that was really driving me nuts. So I'm glad. Ryan Curley, thanks for watching. Links are down below. Red Zone, DoorDash, Double Dogs, Dog Instruction still available, all that. If you want it, there are some Stetson Bennett signed copies of Double Dogs as well. And we'll see you at the site dogpost.com. Thanks for watching.